On today's episode of GT Outdoors, we are going to be reviewing the WCS 7.5 Pro Beaver Trap. Now, going over this trap, it comes regular jog with super powerful wire lever springs that are built into the trap. It's base plated with a lot of extra welds. It has bolts for spring keepers. It has an audible style dog, so you actually hear the click when you set the jaws, knowing the trap's set. And it comes with its own custom pan. And one thing I really like about this trap right out of the box is that this pan is super thick. Like bouncing off rocks in the creek, or even if guys want to use this for wolves and cougars, this trap looks like it can take a beating. I mean, these welds are everywhere in the trap. Super well put together. Comes base plated with a D-ring. It has American-made swivels with number 3 machine chain. Definitely super easy to hook up for beaver. Simply take your quick link, put it right through the swivel, right on the drowner, ready to go right out of the box. I mean, this trap is absolutely amazing. Super excited to try it out. I had to try it out because looking at it online, I haven't seen any videos. So I wanted to put a video out there for guys that are interested in a new beaver trap and something that's going to hold up over time. And it's versatile. I mean, you can use this for wolves and cougars and big animals, absolutely. And they do make these custom powder-coated setters. I did buy them because I always wind up buying the setters to see how they work. And essentially, you're going to hook them up like this to be able to set the trap. And you're going to pull the springs down, you're going to flip the jaw, and then you're going to muscle it open and go ahead and set the trap. So looking at the trap set, the WCS, super impressive. It actually looks like these are riveted and then welded on the outside, the jaws, so they're not going to pop out, after a catch. They're actually held in there pretty well. And then I wanted to measure for New York, just to make sure that, here in our state, we have a limit as far as what the size of a foothold can be underwater. And it does measure out to a perfect 7 1/4, right on the dot. The jaws are super thick too. They're definitely super thick. Impressive trap. Now, I did want to compare this to my other favorite beaver trap that I've been using. It's the Bridger number 5. And the Bridger number 5 is a very popular trap. It's very inexpensive, and it does a very good job of catching beavers from my experience. I do have a longer setup on this, for deeper areas, deeper creeks, deeper rivers. And just a comparison of the two traps, kind of side by side, built. I'd say they have about the same weight overall. I mean, one thing about these two traps, I don't know if you can get a zoom in of this and kind of see, is that I have this Bridger so modified that it sits right below the jaws, which is going to get the animal really to commit. And then on the WCS, right out of the box, I do notice that the pan does sit a little bit higher, but you can definitely move this jaw up if need be, and definitely playing around with it will be able to kind of really fine tune it, get it to sit perfect. But with this trap, you can definitely put this in some thicker muck, I believe. And these wire springs are going to blast up through whatever you have in your creek bottom or mucky pond that you're beaver trapping in. So overall, I mean, I'm definitely excited to try this trap out on my beaver line this season. It's definitely going to be an addition to the arsenal. Just kind of going over some differences real quick. I really didn't want to do a comparison video, but I almost felt like I had to, because the Bridger number 5 is a super popular beaver trap on the market today in 2021. And this WCS is a 3rd generation of the CDR 7.5. And it's to my understanding with this new generation model that they've upgraded it with some heavier steel, and instead of being stamped, it's actually laser cutted. Now, overall, this thing is heavy. It's going to stand up to a beating. I'm excited to try it out. I definitely like the wire springs over the stamp springs. I just feel like they're going to be more powerful coming up. And overall, I'll be able to find out and test it out this fall. Super excited. So again, this is the WCS 7.5 Beaver Pro Trap. The differences in price, you have a trap that's roughly $37, and a trap that you can find, at Cabela's, I know it's $29.99. You can also go ahead and F&T does carry both these models Wildlife Control Supplies, where I bought this model from, because they do carry those powder coated setters that do come in handy, especially if you're going to be setting this backpacking. You're definitely going to want to get yourself a pair of setters. So thank you for watching this episode. Hopefully this has helped you out, with deciding to buy one of these traps or a dozen of these traps to try them out. I'm definitely going to probably buy some more. I think I'm going to start off with half a dozen, get 4 more, and then see how they do this season. But this has been a presentation of GT Outdoors, and I hope you like the WCS Beaver Pro 7.5.